All right, so I'm gonna start the stuff that I kind of know least about here, and work our way backwards here to some of these trailers. Um, I'm gonna do Fallout, the TV series first here. So Fallout is doing a live action adaptation of the famous video game here. Very very popular video game series. So have you seen this trailer? You've seen this trailer, correct?
Yeah, so I did see the trailer. The big thing that jumped out is from what I remember of New Vegas, and it has been like 7 years since I've played it, but um, it looks very authentic as far as the dystopian era that they're going ahead and getting across. Um, I love the way it's shot. Like you can tell this is Jonathan Nolan's fingerprints all over this. Um, what I'm curious about, and I will be that asshole, and I'm going off of what my friends are telling me because I'm just not super invested in the show. I hope this isn't another Halo in the sense that I just remember that first season came out. I had people either just like, oh my god, this is pretty good, or oh, this is dog shit. Like not even people saying it's great, but people just being like, this sucks. So I don't know if this is gonna fall into that same potential vein, but this looks very intriguing to me. It looks very much like when I saw that first trailer for The Last of Us, and I went, okay, I think that the people doing this actually give a shit about the property that they're adapting. I'm kind of ready to be on the hate train. See, don't do that. All right, like it might surprise you. Like it's not like this is Zack Snyder directing this. Like have some fucking faith. have some fucking faith. All right, but I don't know. I'm a sucker for sci-fi, and it's got Walton Goggins in it. And I'll be real, like at worst, Walton Goggins will be great in this. Like I'm gonna watch it just for Walton Goggins alone. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see what this like those shots right there in particular are fucking gorgeous. So I'm very curious how we get to the dystopian era. I'll be real, I'm more excited for this than I am for fucking was it Borderlands?
Oh, they're doing
Like
a Borderlands shit. Oh, okay, I
oh,
didn't
oh
know.
dude, that's already like in the can apparently because that's Jack Black and Kevin Hart and Kate Blanchett. Kate Blanchett. But yeah, it's like all of them. But I don't know. This looks. I'm intrigued by this. Like it's a very short. Like it's a trailer that doesn't show you a ton, but I think there's a potentially good foundation here. What is this coming out on? I actually didn't catch that.
Amazon Prime.
Amazon Prime. So Prime is very interesting because like they have the boys, they have Invincible, they have
Reacher.
yeah, Reacher. I like Reacher. I actually like Reacher quite a bit. Was it Wheels of Time or Wheel of Time? The that Rosamund Pike is on.
Oh, I know
Yeah,
what you're talking about. Yeah.
yeah. I think it's Wheel of Time. And then they paid a ridiculous amount for that Lord of the Rings show that
Rings of
I
Power.
feel,
Yeah.
yeah, which I feel like I don't know anyone who watches that. I know like one person who watches that show. Like it's very weird. But yeah, Amazon is Amazon's really been a player as far as having successful IPs do well on streaming. So I'm curious. Like Amazon will put up the money. They'll do that shit. So I mean, it'll be interesting.
Radiant from Maturity said, "For me personally, I really like the classic '90s Fallout 1 and 2, but ever since Bethesda bought the IP, I've been completely down on the franchise. New Vegas, which was produced by the original creators, being the only exception." So me looking at this right here, I mean, with this trailer, I mean, does it build excitement? You know what I mean? Me being a person who's never played the game, because that's also what they want. They want somebody who's also never played the game as well to come into this as much as they want people who've already played the game
Exactly.
to watch it.
Absolutely.
I like some of the talent behind it. I like Jonathan Nolan. I liked Westworld. I really love the first season of the show. The first season of the show didn't match up to the rest of this. Like the other seasons, I don't think ever reached the quality of the first season.
Okay.
And we just talked about it before, but Person of Interest. I really love that show a lot. Um,
Same.
and I thought that show was great all the way throughout. And like you said, it does have his signature kind of stuff here. I mean, Westworld also kind of had some, so it kind of makes sense. Like the guy who made Westworld is going to come and make like a sci-fi post-apocalyptic thing with, Fallout here. And then Fallout basically depicts the aftermath of a nuclear war and an alternate history of there, like kind of a 1950s s type of retro future here that you kind of see there. Which a lot of stuff. You got some good actors here. Walton Goggins. I'm always happy to see Walton Goggins. I've loved
Same.
him.
I'm happy whenever he's getting a check. Like he's so great on Righteous Gemstones. Like I love that dude.
Yeah. I loved him ever since he was on Justified. The
Okay.
effects of the show look really good. Like you see, a lot of like these, robots here, these what are what these called? People in the suits.
I'm I'm blanking, but yeah,
Rated for
they're
maturity. He'll probably know. Their
oh yeah,
rating.
he'll know. But I mean, like the robots, like this gives me, you know what's really funny is that this just makes me want to see them adapt a Bioshock Infinite.
Brotherhood of Steel.
Thank you. See them adapt the Bioshock Infinite show. Like a bio, like I think they're doing a Bioshock show actually. Now that I think about it, they might be. I can't remember, but
They're doing every video game property you really.
dude, yeah, anything that's an IP at this point, it's fucking open. You know, it's fucking open season. You know, but
They're doing a Netflix adaptation of it.
that's it. That's right. It's hard to keep track of these IPs and where they're at, but you would think that would be at max, but whatever. Anyways, but I don't know. Like this looks intriguing. I see a world where this could work, and I think Amazon is really attempting to kind of not just solidify their, because I think you could argue, like depending on who you like what you think, like is Disney number one? Um, yeah, no, I agree. I because I mean I'm thinking about The Last of Us and how successful that was. BioShock Infinite would definitely be easier to adapt than BioShock, but I think you could adapt uh BioShock. I would love Del Toro to go ahead and do BioShock, but that just won't, that won't happen. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how this fares. And to your point, something like The Last of Us, even though I played the games but didn't beat them, um, it's a hard balance to strike between the people who dug the games and the people who are novice fans who have never, played the games. You have to appease both, and that's a really hard balance to strike. But people I talked to, The Last of Us, that worked. They found that balance. So can the people doing can they find that balance like they were able to do at HBO? So it's gonna be interesting to see how they, see how they attempt to make this work. But yeah, fuck, I gotta finish The Last of Us too. But I'm excited. I'm excited to see what they're gonna bring to the table of Fallout. I think it could be fun. So
Yeah.
that's April. I think that comes out, right? I think like
Yep. April
mid-April.
12th, 2024.
Okay,
Yep.
nice. Yeah, we
Yeah.
don't have to wait too long.
Yeah. So it's a good thing you bring up Last of Us because Last of Us was a good example of a video game adaptation done right. Even hardcore fans of the game really enjoyed this adaptation. They said, like, even though I already know what's going to be coming up next, I'm already excited to see, what they do in the show. And they love the performances of Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey. So they really appreciated that. So this was done right. And the more and more we're seeing of video game adaptations, the more chances they have to get it right. Like Sonic movies, they got that right. I
They
think
did.
they're I know Radiant from Maturity say he hates the Sonic movies, so but
Well,
uh,
he'd be wrong because those movies are fucking awesome.
yeah,
And I can't wait for Shadow. Shadow's gonna kick ass, and we get more gun. And I love those movies. God bless the Sonic movies. They're great.
and you still get a lot of duds. You still get your Uncharted's. You still get your
Oh, Uncharted's bad.
yeah.
Oh, Uncharted's bad.
I mean, you still get your duds there, and I love.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And Uncharted that one that's like Uncharted 2 is one of my favorite video games ever. I'd say my top 5 too.
I
And
just started playing the Nathan Drake collection last year, and that was before I had seen obviously the film before I started playing the games, and I had to hit up Nick and go like, "Oh, like this is kind of upsetting me all over again. I get why people are so pissed now
Yeah.
because Tom Holland is nothing like Nathan Drake
At
at all."
Yeah. That was yeah, and then, Bruce Campbell is a perfect Sully and Burn Notice, and they don't get Bruce Campbell. They get
Dude, right?
yeah,
Like he's basically playing Sully, and they just go, "No, we're good." Mark fucking Wahlberg. Just God,
yeah.
Hollywood. Sometimes you just get it so wrong.
So I know you still get your duds every now and then with these video game adaptations, but like I said, sometimes you get it. I don't know how did you feel about the Mario movie? How did you feel about that one?
You know what's funny is I think Charlie Day is the best voice actor in that. I think he's fucking perfect as Luigi, like to a point where I just kept being surprised by it. It's like, wow, he's really good. I just think Pratt is kind of treating it like his marriage to Anna Faris. He's just going through the motions. Like he's just like, I don't care. Like it's just whatever. I actually think Anya Taylor Joy, outside of one kind of atrocious line of dialogue, I think she's actually better than Pratt is. And of course Jack Black. Jack Black's great.
Yeah.
Visually it's great, but you would kind of expect that from a Mario movie. I just why not get the actual guy, was it Charles, I'm blanking on his last name. I think it's Charles, the guy who was voicing Mario. Like you can surround him with a bunch of Hollywood actors. Like you don't have to get Chris Pratt, and the motherfucker's gonna be voicing Garfield. I'm just like, Jesus Christ.
Charles Martinet.
Thank
Martinet.
you.
Yeah.
But it's just like Chris Pratt does not have to voice everything. Like I don't want him voicing Like why are we doing Garfield again? Like why are we doing this shit? So like it. I think Mario's fine. Like if I was a kid watching it, if I was 6 or 7 and I'd like played one of the games, saw that movie, that might actually be a really good gateway to get, your kids maybe into like Super Mario World or Super Mario Maker or Super Mario RPG. So I think it could be a fun like bridge between the, old generation and like the new generation. So I get that, and I have friends who have kids and they are like, oh man, they had so much fun with it. It's like I get that. Like I'm not made of stone, but it's just like Chris Pratt voicing Mario is so goddamn unnecessary. Like you could have gotten like fuck, I could have voiced Mario, here we go. See, there you go. Easy. Like it's like, but it didn't have to be fucking Chris Pratt. So
Yeah.
I know they're gonna do more of them. I mean, it made a fucking bill. Like you're
Yeah.
goddamn right they're doing more of them, but
Yeah. Uh,
it's fine.
yeah. So with this one, so I say I bring up those examples because I don't know, never know, could be really good if you
Oh,
bring
absolutely.
enough good talent behind it, and you do it really well. And Amazon Prime does have some good shows on there. It looks like they're
They
putting a
do.
lot of money into this. Like they put a lot of money into some other their shows, so that's good too. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll give our opinion on it, and we'll do a review on it when it comes out, April 12th, 2024. There.
Cool.
Let's see, rating maturity here. I got a lot to catch up on. He said the first Bioshock story is entirely a commentary on the nature of how the audience interacts with video games. I think it's a story that wouldn't work in any other medium because of the point it tries to make at the end. He also says, I think I'm the exception for the Last of Us show. Shadow the Hedgehog. See, he also says, yeah, Charles Burnett was retired recently, and he said, to be honest, I just don't want to see Garfield at all. Yeah, I think
That's fair.
the Garfield trailer came out recently. I don't. I'm not a big. I don't really care about Garfield as a.
So I like Garfield, but see, I like Garfield as a quick 2-minute comic read. Like I don't need like not everything needs to be a movie, y'all. Like it doesn't. And look, you're talking to someone who's a fucking cat dad, and I just saw this trailer and I just went, all right,
You didn't think
like
this was cute, little cute baby, little kitten Garfield? You didn't think this
oh no, so I think this is fucking adorable, but I also don't want to see, Garfield grow up and be like, I hate Elliot Page, like I don't want to see that Garfield. I want fat. Oh, it's Monday. Fuck. Like I want that Garfield. I want this Garfield. Like And also, why does everything need to be this art style? Like, not everything needs to be 3D CGI. Like, I was ranting about this the other day. Like, I love that 2D, like Rescuers Down Under look of animation. Like, not everything needs to have this soulless like aesthetic to it. Where I think that at a lot of times 3D, the CGI can just rob animators of their creativity, and this just looks like a soulless cash grab, like based on like this might as well be a Marmaduke movie. Like that's what this feels like. And look, I could be wrong, but yeah, I just eh, why are they making a Garfield? Like they already made two of them. We don't need another one of these fucking things.
Let me hear his voice a little bit here. Chris Pratt, Garfield.
Say when.
Never, John. Bury me in cheese.
I apologize in advance. The eating you're about to see will not be pretty. And if you have young children, this would be a good time for them to leave the room.
How you think? You don't like that voice?
No, it's not even a voice. Like it's not like. See, so it's kind of like when Norm Macdonald, may he rest in peace, like when he would just use his voice on Mike Tyson Mysteries as Pigeon, but Pigeon was saying funny shit. There's no reason for Chris Pratt to be I just, god damn it, I'm so mad this is a thing because I know I'm gonna have to review it, and it's just like not everything needs to be this, guys. Like you can make a fucking short of these. You don't have to make a fucking 90-minute film. Especially when we just had Puss in Boots Last Wish and fucking Pinocchio come out in the last year, like where it's like, hey, if you so outside of bad comic book, actually probably even more so in bad comic book films, I hate bad kids films. They piss me off to no end because it's just like it's the studios going, oh, your kids are fucking brain dead. We can just throw, fucking talking crayons in front of them. Who gives a shit? Why would we fucking try to actually entertain your kids or give them a moral or teach them a lesson? No, let's just take these soulless fucking IPs and just drag them out for your fucking kids and make them irritate you into taking them to the theater to go fucking see it. That's what this screams to me. Like, I don't think it'll be fun. This looks like you're running the mill bullshit. So could be wrong, but yeah.
I wonder when they're gonna do this version of Garfield. I wonder when they're gonna do this version. You know what I mean? Nice with John, human torturer here, and he's got
Jesus. What the fuck?
You never seen this before?
No.
Oh, check it out. It's Me Cannon. Type that in YouTube and type in Garfield, and you'll be able to see this video here.
I'm not typed. Oh, I don't like this at all. What the fuck? This is
Hey, it's pretty good, man.
No, this is dude, this is some like Clone High, like not even Clone High. It's like fucking Wonder Shows and shit. Like, oh god, I don't like this. I don't like this at all. Fuck. Jesus.
That's my worst part. That's part I hate with the nails. Ugh. Yeah.
Yeah. That. Oh, what the fuck?
See.
Yeah, I don't like any of that. Wow.
I recommend you check that out.
I'm good, man. Good.
Let's see. Radium Tree says, you know what? I'm shocked that hasn't been given this treatment yet. The Jetsons. I don't know. People don't really have they been messing with really the older kind of Hanna-Barbera like Jetsons?
Well, I mean, we got we got a Yogi Bear movie in like 2014? 2000. I don't remember when that movie came out. Yogi Bear was actually shockingly not bad. But I mean, you get like your Scooby Doo movies and your and Scoob was actually 2010 and Scoob was. I had a lot of fun with Scoob. I thought Scoob was a lot of fun. A lot more fun than Velma, but So I mean, it feels like they'll go back to the to the well. Like they did Mr. Peabody and Sherman. That's my childhood, and I had a fun time with that. But then you get bullshit like the Pink Panther, like you get two of those bullshit movies. So it's very much a mixed bag as far as if they give a shit or they don't. But
Yeah.
Garfield
Uh,
just feels so unnecessary.
All right. So we're gonna move on to our another trailer discussion here, and you haven't seen this trailer yet, have you? You said it
Uh,
is.
yeah, so I'm just gonna throw it out there straight up. I never like. I think I watched the first. Yeah, I watched the first season of Game of Thrones, and I was like, I'm good. I was like, I don't need to see more. And
Wow.
the more I heard about it from people, the more I was just like, I'm happy I didn't. That's why the whole water cooler discussion has never phased me. Because if people are like when Breaking Bad was on, people are like, dude, you gotta watch this. It's like I'll watch it if I feel like it. And then like I watched it 3 years after it was off the air when it got on Netflix. I was like, oh, it's pretty damn good. The water cooler pressuring does nothing for me. It in no way affects me. This looks interesting, but I mean, am I gonna watch the first season of House of the Dragon to get into this? No, not really. I don't like. Now I will say the fact there are actually fucking dragons as opposed to like what season 5 or 6 of Game of Thrones. I'm like, oh, the dragons are actually here from Jump. Okay, maybe I'll perhaps, but I, like, you
Mm.
know, I just I don't really care. Like for those of you who are fans of it, I hope it's great for y'all. I hope it as a nerd, I want to see other fandoms eat. So you know what, if it works for y'all and you're having fun with it, I hope it does. I hope it checks every box. But for me, eh.
Yeah. Let's see. Like Radiant from Trudy says, I still never watched any of the first season. The original show burned me too hard. I'm not coming back. That's how a lot of people felt about Game of
that's how
Thrones.
that's where my
But
partner landed. Yeah.
when House of the Dragon premiered, it was one of the highest premieres in HBO history.
It was.
So you know what I mean. So a lot of people didn't seem to like care. They're like, fuck it, we want more dragons. We want more sister fucking. You know what I mean? Sister brother fucking. We want. This time it's uncle. Uncle and niece
More
fucking.
sister fucking. Wow, that's the quote of the show, right?
They wanted more of it. They wanted more of that. So they got it with House of the Dragon here. And I watched the first season. And I really liked the first season quite a bit. I enjoyed it a lot. I thought the performances, especially Matt Smith. Matt Smith for a lot of people was the big standout there of the show. And good to see Matt Smith because outside of what he does really in the UK, like when he's come here to Western audiences in America, like a lot of his projects really haven't been all that good, really.
Oh, Matt Smith is doing fine. He gets to go to those fucking cons and go, I'm the doctor, and fuck someone in the broom closet. Like he's fine. All right. Let's not shed tears for Matt Smith. He's doing just fine.
Well, I'm just, sometimes a lot of his, project he does here in America sometimes, like, so it's good to see him, like, sometimes in some TV shows and some other things that are pretty good. Like, I know he does a good job in The Crown. I'm never watching The Crown because I don't want to give a fuck about the
I
royal thing.
so the bit of The Crown I did see, because I think I watched like the first season. The Crown is actually like it is well done. And he's good in it. And while I hate the movie, he's actually is like the one thing in Morbius that's good for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Matt Smith's a good actor. But I'll be real, like, why would you want to be a better actor when you can do what Matt Smith's doing? Like when you could just ride the con circuit for the rest of your life and just be like, I'm a fucking, because he'll be 60 and there'll be people still going like, oh man, if I slept with him, I'd be sleeping with like a doctor, like he'll be able to ride that train until he fucking dies. Like he's
He seems
fine.
he seems like the guy that really enjoys the craft of acting, you know what I mean? And really wants to do a lot of stuff there.
I go back and forth on that because part of me agrees with you, and then the other part of me thinks like he's like, oh man, what sort of groupies are into Doctor Who that would grab my sonic screwdriver? Like I go back and forth on it. But maybe you're right. Maybe he actually cares more than we think he does. But
Yeah. But in this trailer right here for House of the Dragon season 2, you see a lot. They are promising a lot more because, like you mentioned, it's not like in Game of Thrones where this is taking hundreds of years, in the past. So there's much more dragons here, and this is going to detail the whole war between the blacks and the greens, between Rhaenyra Targaryen. And you're going to see a lot more conflict there. This civil war that's going on in the Targaryen family, and you're going to see a lot more conflict with a lot of dragons there that you're going to see going on. And the effects here look really good. So they've really
they
improved
do.
upon.
The effects do look great. Like credit there.
Yeah, so they really improved upon that as the years have gone on with Game of Thrones here with the dragon effects. And you see like this big ass fucking dragon. I mean, some of these dragons are huge too that they have there, just fill up the entire screen there. That looks really gorgeous too. So that is really promising too. There, they're going to do a lot more of that. And if you're worried about, like, I know that some people, like Raymond from Churda, he got burned by Game of Thrones and could still be end up be pretty bad. But I will
Oh
say
yeah.
that this is something that's already completed. It's done. This is a prequel. George R. R. Martin, he already has finished this. This is not skipping along for that.
Oh, he finished something. He's not. He's still not promising people he's gonna get those other books done.
Yeah, this is a prequel,
Dude,
so it's already done already. You don't have to worry about any of that.
to all those people who are waiting for him to finish those books, he's not finishing those
Yeah.
books. Like just like it's like Dr. Dre going like detox is coming. Like it's not. just accept the fact you're not getting the books. Take these shows and call it a win. Like you're not getting those fucking books. It's not happening.
Yeah, and as Nick mentioned, you don't have the showrunners who are rushing to do a Star Wars project. You don't have any of that going on. So I think the show, I think they said it's only supposed to be like 4 or 5 seasons, so it's not supposed to be that long.
Yeah, we'll see.
Well, because at first when Game of Thrones, I know, was like coming to its close to its ending, they were throwing out like a bunch of like, oh, we're gonna do a spinoff of this and a spinoff of that, and we're gonna do a prequel show of this, and we're gonna do this. You know what I mean? Then they kind of toned that down after the reaction of like the final Game of Thrones. Like they were like, okay, well, the excitement
Give
seems,
it time. If
yeah,
if this season is acclaimed, because let's be real, like I mean, we're about to talk about it, but that like The Boys feels like it was wrapping up, and now with Gen V and all that, like it's like they might drag this shit out for another 4 seasons. Like you don't know. Like I feel like that's probably what they're gonna do. So yeah, like logical conclusions mean nothing when you're getting money. So
true. But they also still do have a lot of other stuff that they could play around with in the George R. R. Martin, Westeros, and this world, and more stories they could still do there. I know they were probably doing like a Duncan and Egg story there. If you know the history of that character there, and all the
I
more
don't.
okay, yeah, the Targaryens and all that stuff there. So Nick mentioned and say House of the Dragon looks great. However, a majority of it was filmed during the writer's strike, so no on-set writers to make adjustments during shooting. That is a concern there. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, and then Nick also mentioned here is love the first season. I did as well. And then Nick was like, it was like, holy shit, this actually is good. Rated Maturity says, I've yet to enjoy Matt Smith in anything.
Wow, not even Doctor Who. Damn. So I haven't gotten I'm still on Eccleston's Doctor. Like I think I watched like the first like 5 episodes and I just stopped. But so okay, so I have those those friends of mine who are like, dude, Matt Smith is the best Doctor. And then I have those other friends who are like, your friends are high, Tennant is the best Doctor, and it's not even really a contest. But I'll get the Smith's run at some point, but I don't know. I like my bow ties, so I'll probably like that about Smith whenever I
Yeah.
get to it. But yeah,
I did get into Doctor Who with Matt Smith, so he was the Doctor I got into when I got into it. So
Okay.
you know what I mean. So for me, I mean, I guess he would be my personal favorite.
Yeah, you have that connection. That makes
It's
sense.
just like James Bond. Like your first James Bond is maybe your favorite James Bond.
Yeah, that's fair because yeah, Brosnan's my dude. Even though like World is Not Enough, Die Another Day are not great, but
Yeah. Raven Tree said Tom Baker is the best Doctor. That's what he says. Let's see. Raven Tree said my personal theory. He finished those books already, and he's gonna have them published posthumously, so he doesn't have to hear anyone.
that you know what? That is not a bad swing. I could see that because dude, my God, just a quick search on him on Twitter. I'm still calling it Twitter because I'm not a fucking shill. But just a quick Twitter search. It's like, oh man, dude, I wouldn't want this pressure on my ass. Like I'd do the same thing, honestly. If that is his plan, that's a brilliant fucking plan.
Yeah. So that was House of the Dragon season 2, and this season 2 is coming out. I don't think it had a hard date. It just said 2024. I think there was the ending here. Yeah, just summer 2024 coming out. So yeah, I'm excited for it. All right, we got one more final trailer talk, and then we're gonna get into some news, and then that is it. We're gonna be heading out of here. So The Boys season 4 Trailer just dropped.
Woo, let's go.
So I talked a lot for the House of the Dragon trailer. Hunter, what are your thoughts on the Boys season 4 trailer?
So yeah, where we ended season 3, there were those protesters going like, Homelander, you're a piece of shit. And his son lasered one of them down, and Homelander's like, ha 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 ha, and then people started cheering. He's like, oh, I can be a piece of shit. Oh, well, fuck yeah. So it sets up there's some very interesting pieces on the chessboard now. I will be the first to admit, just living through one Trump presidency, this show does kind of give me anxiety at points, because it was insane to see the Reddit threads of people going, wait, Homelander's the bad guy? It's like, yes, you dumb fucks, of course he's the bad guy. And people just having that realization is really terrifying, which is why we need to be actually teaching history in schools. Holy shit. With that said, Carl Urban, God damn it, I love Carl Urban so much. He's so good in this fucking show. I still need my Judge Dredd movie or show, or both, honestly, because goddamn, I need to see some Judge Dredd again. But getting Jeffrey Dean Morgan in this world, he already feels so much like a natural fit for it. Like, I'm so excited to see what they do with Jeffrey Dean Morgan. I have a huge thing for Erin Moriarty, Sup Girl, respectively. I'm very curious, because where they left Starlight last season was a very interesting place that they left her at. So I'm very curious how the battle lines are going to be drawn there between her, Homelander, and Vought. That black woman that they show in the trailer, I'm getting immediate Candace Owens / Silk and Diamond parody vibes from her. Like that immediately feels like what they're going for. By the way, Candace Owens, go fuck yourself, you fucking hack.
This woman right here you mentioned, right?
Yeah, immediate Candace Owens vibes. So I'm sure that's exactly where they're going to probably take her. So it's going to be very, as a black person, that shit always just makes me just so angry. So I'm sure that'll get a very strong reaction out of me. But if you remember from last season, Carl Urban, he had gotten poisoned from taking the
Compound V.
The Compound V. So he's on a ticking clock, essentially. The doctors basically told me you don't have much time. They didn't say how much time he has, but they said your goose is kind of cooked. Do they retcon that? Is there some sort of cure that he finds? Potentially. But it's going to be very interesting to see where they kind of follow up with that. Anthony Starr is just the thing about this show that's going to be very hard balance to strike is, when does it start to border on torture porn? Like, because you can only kind of beat your main characters down so much until it just feels like hopeless, and you're not. You know what I mean? Like, it's a very hard balance to strike. I think that's something that Daredevil season 3 does really well, where you just kind of feel like, man, Fisk is just this force, and it's kind of fucked. So it's going to be really interesting to see how they lead into it with Homelander. And yeah, this ending here, I remember I was like, holy shit, like, this is insane. And that realization of him going like, oh my God, I can literally, as Trump said, I can shoot someone in the middle of the street and people would still cheer me. It's like, oh wow, that's exactly what they're going for here. I'm really intrigued. And then I'm blanking on her name, but the congresswoman who we found out can make people's heads explode, fucking scanner style.
Victoria Newman.
Thank you. She's running, she's clearly running for vice president. Yeah. So there's a lot of really interesting pieces on the chessboard. I'm curious how they're gonna move them and where they're gonna move them. But I'm so excited for the boys coming back. I have not watched Gen V yet. I've avoided spoilers, so everyone shut up. Don't tell me anything. But I'm excited to watch that show. Probably start that next month, but I'm really excited to see where they're gonna where this is gonna land and where they're taking this. I love Jack Quaid. Just real quick shout out to Jack Quaid. Between Scream 5, fuck you for that. But between Scream 5 and My Adventures of Superman and The Boys, like, man, I'm so happy. And the Lower Decks, pardon me, because Lower Decks kicks ass. Like, I'm so happy for Jack Quaid. Like, he's such a great fucking actor, and he can do so much like flawlessly. So I'm real excited to see where Huey's journey takes him in this season. But I am hyped that The Boys is back. I come on and talk about Marvel. I'm like, oh my god, Marvel's great, and I fucking love Marvel. But this is what the superhero medium can do. You can go ahead and have, more mature takes and cartoonish takes on things, and to see how they're going to go ahead and continue to expand this world. I'm so curious. I'm so excited. So, yeah, give me more of The Boys. I do hope that it's wrapped up by the main show, I guess I'll say. I hope it's wrapped up by season 6 because I do, as I was just saying, I do think you run the point of Homelander becoming so powerful and just there not being any, pun intended, in game. So I'm curious about if there is an actual plan on where to end this and how to end it. But for now, yeah, give me season 4. I'm excited.
Yeah. So, excited as well for season 4 of The Boys, which is coming out. This says coming soon.
Doesn't say coming soon. Yeah.
Yeah, it says coming soon there. And you mentioned all the kind of details here. You have Victoria Newman here. As soon as she's going to be vice president, which very much is in the comics here as well. Where her character in the comics was a man, and they changed it into a woman in this one. It was Victor.
Thanks, Obama. Sorry.
They changed it there, but yeah. And her character also appears in Gen V there. You get to learn more about her powers and her abilities there in Gen V. So that was kind of a good pop up for her character there. Eric Kripke, rating from Trudy mentioned Eric Kripke. I bet has an ending in mind. I hope what happened to Supernatural doesn't happen here, where he goes.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up because Supernatural was supposed to end with season 5 or 6. I can't remember. I think it was season 5. Yeah, and in CW saw what those numbers were, and they're like season 5 was like, oh fuck that, and so I do hope there's an end game. I haven't read the Boys comics, so I actually don't know how.
I hear people. Everyone tells me that they suck. Everyone tells me that. So the show's better.
Okay, well that's good. So I mean, this perfect case of why you're not a slave to the source material. You use it as inspiration and pivot where you need to. So, but yeah, I'm stoked to see where the show goes and what season 4 brings. But yeah, give me more of The Boys. Phrasing.
Yeah. Random Tree says I read the comic and the comic does honestly suck. So and yeah, I mean they have these spinoffs, Gen V. There's another one coming, The Boys Mexico here.
Which what that cast though potentially like, yeah, fucking Diego Luna, like give me that.
Garcia Bernal,
yeah, like if you can, if you can like expand the world organically and keep it entertaining, like who fucking cares? Do it. Like even if these are original stories, because like I think about something like like Andor or something like that. Like if you can go ahead and expand into different arenas and still keep the content fun and engaging, then yeah, fuck it, do it. If it hasn't been done before, so what? Take that swing.
Yeah, I hope it does. I mean, I think it's got maybe one more season in it. As much as I like the show.
You're adorable for thinking they're gonna stop this at season 5. There's no goddamn way. Like, dude, season 6 minimum. Like, there's no fucking way. Like,
because I just think that this material, I mean, how much can you have it where it's because the main villain of the show is Homelander, and how much you have it where they're just going up against each other but don't kill each other at the end of it or something doesn't happen there.
I
it's like that. How much can you really kind of keep doing that? But Eric Kripke, I mean, He did come into a plan with Supernatural. Obviously, that went away from him because he sold the rights to, CW and the network, so he had no control after he left. He just was like, "Hey, I did my story, I'm out." So,
Yeah.
maybe he'll do the same thing here, which will say, "I did my story, I'm out." And I did like Supernatural all the way up for the 5 seasons. I did really enjoy that show and like that show a lot, and I thought that show ended really well, with the final season. I mean, well, season 5 finale that they did.
Yeah.
I thought that worked really well there. Radiant from Trudy said, at this point, the main series is mostly an original story, anyways. I think he's a reference to the comic there. They changed a lot there.
Yeah. The couple things I do know about Homelander in the end, it feels like they could still be going there, but it definitely feels like they could be pivoting. So yeah, it's good. It's going to be interesting to see where it goes, but um I do agree. I just hope they don't stretch this out too long, because The Walking Dead's still going on, and I'm just like, please stop. Like, just kill this already.
Yeah. So yeah, 2024 coming soon. Basically there, with The Boys season 4 there on Amazon Prime.